Okay, we're good.
From a meeting to your house, you're like, at like nighttime.
Yeah.
I call this meeting to order. Confirmation of the agenda. The Committee of Adjustment hereby accepts the agenda for the August 26, 2020 public meeting as presented. Declaration of pecuniary interest.
Need a mover in a second.
Oh, do I have a mover for the first one? I have Anita. Seconder is Paul. All in favor? Carries. Declaration of pecuniary interest. Not seeing any. We'll move on. Approval of the previous meeting, that the Committee of Adjustment hereby adopt the minutes from the Committee of Adjustment meeting held June 1st, 2020 as presented. Do I have a mover? I have Kevin, seconder. I have Trevor. All in favor? Carries. Statement of precedent, that any decision reached by this committee cannot be used to set a precedent. Scheduled applications, 6.1. File number MV02-2020. Location. Part of the west part of Lot 30, Concession 14, 38707 Amberley Road, East Wawanach Ward, Township of North Huron. Application is Marina McCormick. Marianne, I do apologize. Presentation from the Huron County Planner. If Monica wouldn't mind coming up. Thank you, Monica.
Good morning, everyone. This is an application for minor variance for an increased height to a garage. If I hit down, will this advance the slides?
You'll have to pull up your slideshow presentation. Okay. It's already open on the laptop though.
Here we are. So, as I mentioned, it's a minor variance application. This is the Committee of Adjustment meeting. As the Reeve mentioned, the applicant is Marianne McCormick, and the address is on the screen there. It's in Whitechurch. The application is in the residential low-density zone, the urban area of Whitechurch. The proposal is for increased height for a garage. The zoning bylaw requires that there be a maximum height of 4.5 meters for accessory buildings in settlement areas, in residential areas. The proposed height is 6 meters. So the minor variance seeks relief of 1.5 meters to the maximum height of the accessory building. On the slide you see here, there you can see the subject property in Whitechurch. It's a large property. The proposed garage is going to be located on the southeast corner, and it will take access from this existing driveway. In reviewing the application for a minor variance, you look at the 4 tests under the Planning Act, which is, does it meet the intent of the official plan? Does it meet the intent of the zoning bylaw? Is it desirable for the appropriate development of the lands in question? And is it minor in nature? The application is recommended for approval with the recommended condition. And I just have a couple slides that I took on my site inspection. So this is standing close to the driveway, looking at the location on the property where the garage will be located. As you can see, there's some tall trees at the rear of the property, so the increased height of the garage will not affect the neighboring property to the south. The property to the east will be able to see the garage. And that's just a shot of the front of the house. So those would be my recommendations, and if needed, I can provide a recommendation on the effect of public comments.
Thank you very much, Monica. Now 6.1.2 is an opportunity to comment on application by the application or an agent. Did you want to speak to this, Marianne?
Well, my comments were, I was going to say, by building this garage, we're going to actually help improve the look of the property. We'll be able to, as Monica's picture showed, we have a boat, so the boat will be stored inside the garage. The reason being we're going for the taller height is my husband has a transport truck. We also have a recreational fifth wheel trailer, which would be going in. Everything would be put inside. And it's going to be aesthetically pleasing. It's not going to look like it's a barn put out in the residence. We've had it designed that it's gonna have fusion stone across the front, colored steel, and it's gonna be town quality sort of a building. We have discussed it with several of our neighbors, and in my application for the minor variance, I did include letters of recommendation from, I believe, 12 of my neighbors. So everyone thinks, that we spoke to anyhow, thinks it's a great idea, so.
Thank you very
And I
kindly.
appreciate your time and going over this.
By all means, by all means. Opportunity of comments from others in attendance, which there is none. 6.1.4, opportunity for question comments from the committee of adjustment members. Is there any questions, comments, or concerns from the committee? Go ahead, Anita.
Yeah, I'd like to know where this building is going. Is it going in between the houses or on the other side, on the west side?
Can you pull up your slide?
Sure.
I can maybe show it better. So where it's going, if you look on the southeast corner, the next door neighbor's little metal tool shed, that's where it's gonna be starting. It's gonna be designed that it's 15 feet to the west of that building, and it'll be starting there, and it's a 40 by 40, so it'll be going back 40 feet, and it's about 45 feet from the back of the building to the back of our property line. So it's gonna be completely behind any of the other existing buildings.
Yeah, behind your own building.
Yes,
Yes,
yeah.
thank you. Okay.
Go ahead, Chris.
Yeah, through you, Reeve. Monica, yeah, I was concerned, or Marianne. I thought it was gonna be in that corner, and I see that the neighbor's shed is probably on your property. How, does that influence your location? I know you said 15 feet from.
Yeah. When I talked with people previously, they had said that this map could be out as much as 6 feet. So we know about 1 foot of their shed is on our property.
Okay.
And it had something to do with the previous owners with different surveys. There was a survey done in the 70s when the Ferriers bought the property that we own. And then about 5 years later, there was a second survey done when the Tiffins bought the property to the east. And there was a contradiction of about 5 or 10 feet. And so they accidentally built on our property, then it was straightened out and they just left it as it being fine.
Thank you. Anyone else? Any questions or comments? Not seeing any, we'll move on to 6.1.5. And Monica, if you can do a summary for us.
Sure. Is that the effect of public comments?
Summary comments.
That's just your recommendation.
Your recommendation
Okay.
here.
Recommendation is that the application for minor variance be approved with the recommended condition.
And any questions or comments for Monica? Go ahead, Kevin.
It's just a situational question. With it being a cross-border thing, what is the process for involving the neighbors across when they're in a different community?
They are circulated.
Okay, it is different. I'm just curious, that's all.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. Anyone else? Not seeing any, we'll move on to decision of the Committee of Adjustment and effects of comments received by the committee's decision. That the Committee of Adjustment hereby approves minor variance application MV02-2020 as it applies to 38707 Amberley Road, East Wabanach Ward, Township of North Huron, applicant owner Marion McCormick, with the conditions set out in the report presented by Monica Walker Bolton at the August 26, 2020 meeting adjustment meeting. That the minor variance
That's a separate motion, the second one.
Oh, sorry, I forgot about that, yeah. Do I have a mover? I have Anita and I have Rick seconding. All in favor? Carries. The second motion is August 26, 2020 Committee of Adjustment meeting, that the minor variance application MV02-2020. Monica, could you give us a recommended from the chart?
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
No public comments were received on this application, so there was no effect on the decision. And no agency comments were received on this application, so there was no effect on the decision.
Thank you very kindly. Do I have a mover for that? I have Paul and Trevor seconding. All in favor? Carries. Reminder of appeal period. Minor variance procedure following public meeting. The Secretary The Secretary Treasurer sends within 10 days a certified copy of the decision indicating the last day of appealing to the local planning appeal tribunal board. To the applicant, to the Minister of Municipal Affairs and Housing if requested, each person who appeared in person or by consultant at the hearing and who filed with the Secretary Treasurer a written request of notice for the decisions. If no appeal is lodged after the 20-day objection period has expired and no appeal has been lodged, the decision of the Committee of Adjustment is final and binding. The Secretary Treasurer shall notify the applicant. If a notice of appeal is lodged within 20 days of the Committee of Adjustment making the decision, an appeal is lodged with the Secretary Treasurer outlining the reasons for such an appeal, and said appeal is accompanied with a required fee of $400, the Committee of Adjustment no longer retains jurisdiction over the application. If a proper appeal is lodged, the Secretary Treasurer is required to provide proper notice to the local planning appeal tribunal board. And number 9 is adjournment, that there being no further, I don't think I needed a motion for that last
Yeah,
one.
you do.
I do, sorry. Can I have a motion for that? Trev? And seconder is Chris.
That's
All
at
in,
9/11.
what's that?
To adjourn at 9/11.
Oh, to adjourn at 9:11. All carries, thank you.
Alright, so we'll take a little break here.
We're gonna take a little break, we'll reset the room. That was quick.